Hey, how are ya? Happy Halloween! This video is something super, super chill. It's not really anything, I didn't really plan to record this. It's just an idea that I had in the back of my head as, like, a little filler video while I continue to work on the next Mystic video. So, and also, I feel like it's relevant to Halloween time because it's one of the creepiest encounters I've had with someone. So, also, this video isn't really, like, scripted. Like, it's kind of just, like, I'm kind of just going with it, you know? Like, I'm not really... you get what I mean. So, without further ado, here is, the story. You read the title. You know. So, this all started, back when I was going on a trip with my family, like, a month back, I think. And we went to one of my favorite places in the state that I live in. It's just, like, an hour away from where I live. So we just, like, drove down and did some activities that are down there in the town. Like, we went to shops and all that stuff. Something that is, like, important to note in the story. I recently bought a Demon Slayer swimsuit, and was super excited to go out in it, because I never really wear swimsuits like that. I'm not a very confident person, so wearing swimsuits is kind of scary for me. Basically, the swimsuit is just... It has Giyu Tomioka's Haori. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'll just put a picture. I don't know. The other thing I was excited about was for people to recognize it. You know, who knows? Maybe it can start up a conversation and, you know, we can talk about something. You never know. So, we got to our hotel after dinner, and we decided we were going to go swimming as a family as, like, an end-of-trip kind of thing. So we got up to our room, and we all got dressed and started heading down. While I was down there, I realized I had forgotten my key card to get into the pool, so I, like, knocked on the glass to see if anybody would see me or help me out. I asked people who were behind me, but apparently it wasn't working from the outside, so I was like, oh shit, well, I guess I'll just cry and go back and get my key card or something. But a boy who looked only a few years older than me opened the door for me, and before I could even say thank you, he was like, whoa, hey, I really like your swimsuit. And of course I was like, oh my god, thank you so much, because that's what I had been wanting. I had wanted people to recognize it. But he looks me, like, dead in the face, and he's like, have you actually even seen Demon Slayer? And I was shocked, because, dude, why would I be wearing this if I didn't know what it was from? Like, it just didn't make sense to me. So I told him, yeah, I've seen it, and I started walking to the hot tub. Then he started to follow me. And he kind of just followed me and was like, so, like, what else have you seen? And I was like, oh, I've seen, like, Attack on Titan, and, like, I listed, like, all the animes that I've seen. I was like, oh, I'm watching Fullmetal Alchemist, and he was like, oh, that's really cool. And then when I mentioned, I was like, yeah, I really like Attack on Titan. He was like, oh, that's awesome. I watched Attack on Titan, but I got bored in the third season. Okay. For those of you who have seen Attack on Titan, the third season is not where you want to stop. The third season is where things really pick up and, like, get interesting. And it's got my favorite arcs in it. And I'm going on a tangent, but the third season, you can't just stop at the third season and say you're bored. Like, even after the things that happened in season 1 and season 2. Like, you can't just say you're bored. Are you kidding me? Anyways, it was just, I don't know, it was a thing that, like, it threw me off. And then while we were talking about these animes, he was like, oh, have you ever read this, like, random, like, Chinese thing? Like, I don't remember what he said, because I tried to block out most of this from my memory. Also, yeah, if some of this story is a little bit scrambled, because I was really scared, because he just wouldn't leave me alone. He kept pestering me, and it was so weird. But yeah, he talked about, like, he was like, have you ever seen this, like, random, like, insert random Chinese thing here? I was like, no, I've never heard of that. And he was like, oh, well, it's about this and 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 this. And he would just go off about what these stories are about. And it was, like, really fucking weird. And then he was like, oh, have you ever seen this anime? And I was like, oh, no, I haven't. And he was like, oh, well, you probably wouldn't have seen it because it's a hentai. Huh? Okay. All right. Cool. I'm already uncomfortable. Like, I'm already way too uncomfy with the situation. Please step away. Go away. So, one other thing is that we were sitting across from each other in the hot tub. We were, like, sitting, like, across from each other so we could be, like, face to face. So I could, like, look at him, you know, whatever. And first of all, he was checking me out the whole time. When I was talking about the animes I liked, I noticed him looking down at my legs, and it was really, really weird. And it was just awkward all around for me. I was very uncomfortable. My brothers noticed. My mom noticed. I was just sitting there, but they thought I was just talking about anime with this guy, so they didn't really say anything. But he was really checking me out the whole time. But at one point, he said, I'm not sure I'm really comfortable sitting over here. I'm gonna sit next to you. No, stop, go away, don't touch me, leave me alone. So me and this random guy, who I don't know his age, but he's sitting next to me, basically shoulder to shoulder, and it's, for those of you who don't know, I'm a minor, and this guy only looked a few years older than me, but he was like, how old are you? And I was like, oh, I'm this age, you know, my age. And he was like, oh, well, I just turned 18, so it's not weird. What do you mean by that? What do you mean? Go away, stay away from me. I don't like you. Stay away from me. You know, like when you look up, like, band kids, you know, like that stereotype, like the blonde hair and the glasses and like the tall, skinny, white kid. Picture that, and that's what this kid looked like. And he looked very much like someone who would call himself a weeb, and he did. He did call himself a weeb, and I'm pretty sure he said something about a waifu, and I was already wanting to leave, walk away, go, I just, After he proceeded to state that he was 18, so it's not weird, I still don't know what he meant by that. He started asking me about my personal life, asked me about my family, asked me about what school I went to, where I was from, and I was like, oh, I'm over here, I live in this area, and he's like, oh, I live pretty close to that area. And I was like, that's nice. Dude, stop. If your goal is to, like, get with me or whatever, you're scaring me off. Like, it was, it's so weird. After he asked me about my personal life, I looked over to my mom with wide eyes, my shoulders as tense as they could be, and I know a little bit of sign language. So I kind of signed, like, help, because I didn't want to be in this situation anymore. He was talking at me, and I wasn't listening, and I didn't catch a thing he said, except for the things that made me super uncomfy, so I just, like, he was checking me out, he was talking at my face, he wouldn't let me talk when I wanted to, he disrespected a lot of my opinions, it was, like, he talked about his waifus, and it was, it made me so uncomfortable. After, wanting to get my mom's help, she called over my little brother, and was like, hey, go get Reagan, like, he's trapped. So my little brother comes up to me and he says, hey, do you want to go into the pool with me? And I was like, yes I do. And so I started standing up and I, like, got all my stuff together, and I thought he was gonna follow me. Thank God he didn't. But I was so worried about it that I just, like, scrambled, and he was like, hey, Reagan, it was nice meeting you. I really liked talking with you. That sentence, kind of weird. in my eyes because I didn't really get a chance to talk. So he was kind of just talking at me, and I was just agreeing with everything he said. I was just like, yeah, no, yeah, totally, yeah. And it's like, it's, not fun. But after he said that, I walked over with my brother and I jumped in the pool, and he was like, hey, are you okay? Like, did he do anything? Like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, I'm okay. And then my older brother came over and he was like, I was literally ready to throw hands. Like, my older brother, Brady, said he was, like, ready to, like, drag me away. Like, he was expecting him to touch me. It was, I don't know, we had a whole conversation about it. I went up to my mom and she was like, we had a whole conversation about it as well. It was just a really weird interaction. It was, thinking about it now makes me cringe, because I was just sitting there watching his eyes scan me. I am a minor, and this guy was 18 years old. He, like, told me all these things about himself, like, when his birthday was, and I was like, okay, this is fun. It was, I feel like I'm overreacting, but also I'm autistic and I can't really deal with those kinds of interactions very well. My brain can't really process them. And I was very overstimulated, and it was not fun. It was not funky. It was not fresh. At one point, there was these other people in the hot tub, and I tried to make conversation with them, but he seemed so mad. Like, he was like, anyways, and kept talking about, like, the anime, the time I got reincarnated as a slime. Like, I don't care. Like, I asked him, he was those type of guys that, like, would thirst over, like, anime girls, and he told me about it, and I was like, have you read Chainsaw Man? And he was like, no, I haven't. And I was like, that'd be a perfect manga for you. Like, I just since this interaction, I have not seen him. I have not heard of him. I was very cautious when I walked around the hotel the next day. It was very nerve-wracking to have that kind of interaction. I didn't really know what to do. So, it was, I don't know, it was scary, but I don't know, I made it out alive. Anyways, there is your Halloween story. I hope you all have a safe and fun Halloween. And I love you all, and I hope you have a great day. Get lots of candy, watch lots of scary movies, and be safe. Love you. Bye.